Welcome to the 20th episode of OATS Uncut, Orator Academy Talks Uncut, unscripted, unfiltered, uncut, candid, raw conversations. Why? Because life is better organic and we love our perfect imperfections. I wanted to talk to you one-on-one this week for two reasons. One, it seems like a special milestone to observe, a small one. It's our 20th episode after all. Secondly, I wanted to offer my immense deep gratitude for the love that you have given me, Orator Academy, and OATS Uncut. Thank you for subscribing, for watching the episodes. Thank you for spreading the word and letting people know that we exist. And if you haven't done so yet, we'll be very grateful if you do so now. So, talking about Thanksgiving, it's a holiday that we observe to say thanks to the natives who welcomed the immigrants when they came to the United States. Now it's become a holiday that we observe with friends and family. People fly all over the country to be with their loved ones. And we are so grateful when and if we are able to observe Thanksgiving with our loved ones. But I do remember how nerve-wracking it is sometimes on Thanksgiving when we are meeting family or friends we haven't met in a very long time. How we've evolved, how will we connect, how will we communicate? I remember very distinctly when I was new to the country and we would go for Thanksgiving to my husband's aunt's place, Auntie Florence. Auntie Florence, love you so much. Thank you for all the wonderful Thanksgivings that you've done for us and for the family. So Auntie Florence would have the huge Thanksgiving feast at her place. The entire family, literally the entire family would show up, multiple generations, about 3 if not 4. And in between, while there was a lot of fun and games, in between snack and dinner, there was a time where we all had to sit in the very large family room and sometimes even hold hands and go around the room one by one to say what we were thankful for in that particular year. So it could not be the same generic response or statement saying, I'm thankful for my family and for the food and the shelter and the blah, blah, blah. It had to be something specific for that year also. And I remember how the nervousness and anxiety would play on the faces of the grown-ups. The children were mostly annoyed because they had to stop playing and they had to come and sit in the circle. But the grown-ups were rather petrified because each one wanted to give a smart answer, a good answer, a memorable, catchy answer. We all did go by peacefully and happily and inspired by some other responses around us, and also felt challenged as to what could we do that was unique to us. So all these little places in life test our communication skills and actually make us a better communicator. The more you put yourself out there, the better, sharper, smarter, efficient you get. So what happened in that room on Thanksgiving is also what happens at the dinner table sometimes. That's also what happens in a boardroom, in a conference room, at a town hall, or whatever setup it might be. Now, how do we get by and how do we make that impact? So when you say communication is key to your personal and professional success, it is the key, yes. But it's the key that also unlocks and unleashes your social intelligence, emotional intelligence, and relational intelligence. 3 very key components of being a really solid, good communicator. Communication is about speaking eloquently, articulately, with the right expressions and the body language and the eye contact and all the good stuff. But it is effective if you are mindful of the social, emotional, and relational aspect of communication. What are these 3 components, you may wonder? Let me get into that. Social intelligence is nothing but your ability to read the social cues, to read other people's body language, and then play your game. When I say play your game, basically decide how you're going to approach the situation or the people. For example, you walk into a crowded room. You don't know anybody there. Your social intelligence will help you read the body language of a person or people in that room who might appear to you through their body language to openly receiving meeting new people, because not everybody is open to meeting new people. So your social intelligence will help you gauge who is open to talking to you. All right, so you made that move. You tried to join a group that seemed open and welcoming. It can go very well. And if it goes well, you come out having made a bigger network of people and made some new contacts. If it doesn't go well, no love lost. Try somewhere else with somebody else. There's no guarantee that the first time you try something, you'll be good at it, right? Or it'll work out. But if you really want to get good at it, you will try again. The second is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is when you are very cognizant of your own emotions, how you react to situations, and you're able to read emotions in others, and you're able to empathize with others as to how they might be feeling when they are in a situation, a certain situation. That makes you a smarter, a little more empathetic individual. And then your articulation and your verbal and non-verbal expression will be keeping in mind that emotional quotient of a connection that you're about to establish. And if you're mindful, it'll be a better connection, a deeper connection, a stronger connection. Third is relational intelligence. Relational intelligence actually works on, again, both scenarios, personal and professional. In the personal scenarios, imagine you have a cousin or a family member who calls you every time they are panicking or every time they are in a sticky situation or they need help. And you listen, but somehow they're never there for you when you need to unburden or vent to somebody or seek help. That is not a good balance of relationship. Similarly, this situation could replicate at work. You are there for some colleague of yours. However, they are not there for you. They are not able to reciprocate or they don't want to reciprocate. Now that is an out of balance relationship. That lopsided relationship is not good for your health, your sanity, your productivity. So if you are relationally intelligent and observant, you once bitten, twice shy, right? So you will be careful. You will watch, you will observe, you will connect, and then you'll wait for receiving it back. And if it doesn't come back, you will know how to deal with that particular person going forward. And if you don't learn your lesson, you'll end up wasting your time and energy, and then probably will not be as relationally intelligent as you should be. So social, emotional, relational intelligence are very key components of a good communication skill or a good communicator. And I stress that with all my students. Why? Because when you are speaking, who you are speaking to, whether it's one-on-one or whether it's a room full of people, you are talking to somebody. You have to give them what they will enjoy listening to. Otherwise, you will not have their attention and they will probably tune out, zone out, and you will be talking to yourself. And that will not be effective communication at all. So here are these I gave you a quick tutorial about these key components of communication, and I hope these help you. If you want to discuss in detail, I'm open to talking anytime you want to reach out to me. You know how to get to me. Log into the website www.oratoracademy.com and that will bring you to me. All right, so coming back to Thanksgiving, I am super thankful for each experience that I've had with each of my students, young or old, because with each student, with each experience, I have actually also grown and I have also learned. And when I see a student applying what I taught them at me, it actually makes me so excited and heartened, because that's exactly what I wanted, didn't I? For example, there are students who will question me sometimes. I was running for a local election, and I asked a student of mine, I said, "Hey, please tell your parents to vote for me and tell them I'm running for this election." And the student first got very excited. I said to them, I said, "I'm feeling a little nervous about it." And that student looks at me and says, "Miss Vineeta, you got it, Miss Vineeta, you got it." So getting it back from a student of mine was just such a wonderful feeling. My heart was jumping with joy inside me. And then the following week, by the way, the same student comes to me and says, "By the way, Miss Vineeta," and actually put one leg over the other and says, "By the way, Miss Vineeta, I have a few questions for you before I convince my parents to vote for you." So I smiled at him and I said, "Okay, tell me, what are your questions?" And I was so excited that this kid was being smart and was actually asking for certain answers so he could make an educated move. Why should he blindly convince his parents without being convinced himself? So things like that. When a parent comes to me and says, "You have given my child her voice," there is nothing that brings me more sense of satisfaction than a comment like that, because that is what I am trying to do. I am hoping that I'm able to help my students find their voice, to be able to stand for themselves and hopefully advocate for another. Now that it's Thanksgiving, I must give thanks in a way that appeals to mostly anybody and everybody, which is buy some Black Friday deals or Cyber Monday deals. So on that note, anybody who wants to sign up for Orator Academy sessions from Black Friday till Cyber Monday, Friday through Monday, you can avail of a 20% discount across the board, flat discount of 20% in celebration of Thanksgiving and in celebration of OATS Uncut 20th episode. Again, thank you so much for your love. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for your forwards of our podcast. And thank you for your trust in what we bring to our students and to you. Take care of yourselves and of all your loved ones around you, and have a very happy Thanksgiving. Lots of love.